Hi Buford, welcome back to my journey to becoming a full-time YouTubeist. Today we're talking about lenses, and specifically my 3 favorite lenses for the Panasonic GH5, and what I think are the 3 best lenses you can get to cover every range you would ever need. Let's do it. Keep it on. All of these lenses are EF mount, so you'll need a Speedbooster to make them work on the GH5. I have the Speedbooster Ultra. Zach, what the heck is a Speedbooster? So you take your EF lens, take that cap right off. And now this is a micro 4/3 mount, so it clicks onto the GH5. Inside here is like concave glass. It's kind of rounded inversely, and basically it absorbs more light and it gives you better low light performance out of your lenses. So for instance, this is the Tokina 11-16. Natively, it's a 2.8 lens. But with this Speedbooster, I get an extra stop of light, so I can actually shoot at 2.0. Probably the best part about the Speedbooster is you get a wider field of view. So if you were to put a 15mm lens on a GH5 sensor, it essentially becomes a 30mm lens. It crops in 2 times. So what the Speedbooster does is it reduces that crop by 0.71. Let's move on. No more speed boost. 3 best lenses. We're starting with the Tokina 11-16. My friend Colin Ross recommended it to me. He was the vlog king of Kansas back in the day. Colin, come back. I'll continue to say it. Come back, brother. The Speedbooster paired with an 11-16mm 2.8 lens is insanely wide. It's perfect for vlogging. You can kind of just point the camera at yourself and you're definitely gonna be in the image. This lens would be awesome for real estate videography because you can kind of just sit in the corner of a room and get the whole room in the image. It's freaking sweet. The one thing I don't like, let me take this lens cap off. So if you want a manual focus, you have to pull this ring toward the base of the lens, and I'll be trying to focus and I'll accidentally push the ring into autofocus. And then I'm like, why can I not get anything in focus right now? You just gotta be careful with it. It's definitely a worthy trade-off for all the awesome benefits this lens provides. Freaking cool. Also, pro tip, get these stretchy lens covers from a company called Covered. It's K-U-V-R-D. Okay, number 2. First, coffee. God bless. The second most beautifulest, gracious lens for the GH5 or any camera on earth is of course the Sigma 18-35. Everybody has this lens already, but I just wanted to talk about it because I've had it for like 4 years and it's never failed me, for real. This thing is so used and abused that the 18 is like completely rubbed off, so it just says 20-35. So it's a custom lens for me. I feel like the way this lens renders skin is so pretty. You probably already know this, but the Sigma 18-35 is a 1.8 aperture lens, so it's great for low light. You can vlog with this lens, and it's actually kind of nice that it's heavy because your camera body can just kind of sit on the back of this lens and you can just hold the lens, point it at yourself, and that 18mm wide angle is still wide enough to get your upper body in the frame if you're doing vlogs. Punch it into 35 and get some really nice B-roll that's super sharp, super clean looking. I would say if you need one lens to start out, it's the Sigma 18-35. This next lens is what I believe to be the most underrated lens for the GH5, and that is the Sigma 50-100. I actually think it gives me my favorite images out of all of my lenses. It's equivalent to about a 70-142mm. It's equivalent to 70-200 basically. A little bit less range. What's amazing is it's a 1.8 aperture. I think the fastest 70-200 out there in the world is a 2.8. And with the Speedbooster, you can shoot at 1.3. And that might sound ridiculous, like trying to focus with a 1.3. If you practice and you just shoot manual focus a lot, it's not that big of a deal. I use this thing for shooting all of my wedding films. If I'm doing the vows or speeches and I have to be far away, I can punch in with this thing, and if I'm indoors and there's crappy lighting, I can just open it up to 1.3, not push my ISO too much, and still get super clean indoor images. What's the downside? What's the downside? I just want to pull this off actually. The major downside is the weight. Look how big this thing is. This is a big coffee mug. It's like an extra coffee mug, and this is like big lens. Some beauty comes in thickness. I did this music video sequence a couple months ago where the singer is standing in the rain, and the background is just super bokeh nation, and it's green and gorgeous. The only way that I feel like that shot was pulled off was because of this lens. I shot it in my girlfriend's backyard and just kind of angled up a little bit into the trees to get that crazy bokeh. I put the rain machine on a C-stand and shot it over onto the singer. It would have looked really dumb if I didn't have a super compressed lens like that.
Zach, what is a compressed lens?
Basically, they have a lot of range, like 100 millimeters, 200 millimeters. Compressed lens kind of like sucks the background in, spreads it out with bokeh, and just gives you this creamy, like beautiful look. Besides the weight, it's just worth it. If you need to shoot low light and have range, this is the one to go with. And check out these lens caps, dude. They're so sweet. Look at this. It's like a doctor putting on rubber gloves, but it's a lens ready to go to work. So why these 3 lenses? You get everything from 11 to 100. We now have zoom lenses that are super fast and super sharp. So you get that low light ability, you get more range, you can reframe faster. I wanna share one pro tip with you that can save you a lot of money with buying lenses. When you shoot outside and you wanna have shallow depth of field, you need an ND filter. An ND filter is a neutral density filter. The most simple explanation is it's like sunglasses for your lens. So if you have 3, 4, 5, 10 lenses and you have to get ND filters of varying stops for your lenses, that can be thousands and thousands of dollars. I came up with one method to save myself a crap ton of money, and I just wanted to share it with you. I bought one giant ND filter. This is an 82 millimeter, which is the thread filter size of the Sigma 50 to 100. It's variable, so you can see that it's changing and getting darker and lighter, so you can adjust this baby on the fly. And then I bought a bunch of step up and step down rings from Newer. They're super cheap. I think they're like 10 or 12 bucks. 82 millimeter lens thread, 82 millimeter neutral density filter. Fits on there, you can adjust it super fast, it's great. 77 millimeter thread, 77 to 82 step ring, there. And it's the same filter, so you save twice the money. Oh, you wanna save 3 times the money? Well, take that step up ring off, get the next size smallest step ring, put that on your lens, ND filter, boom. And this is actually really nice to have a bigger ND filter on smaller threaded lenses, because on the edges of ND filters, sometimes when you stop the ND almost all the way down to the darkest level, it can kind of cause weird polarizing and vignetting in the corners of your image. But if you have a bigger filter, the image is in more of the center of that filter, so you don't have those polarizing issues. Bada bang, bada boom, you're saving money, making better images, okay? Okay, I think that's everything. Is there any other things I need to talk about? Guys, anything? No! Ladies? No! Anything? No! Did I miss anything? No! Okay, I'm alone? Okay, that's fine. I hope this was helpful information for you guys if you need inspiration with lenses and all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, or if I missed anything or didn't explain anything well, hit me up in the comments or send me an email, and I would love to chat with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna be launching my Patreon this month so that I can really try to make this thing full time. And I love y'all. God bless. See you later.